Hello, this is Elizabeth Clare Brewington with Discover Brightside. And Melissa, you've been discovered on our channel. I was very fortunate to meet Melissa at a Grand Connections meeting, and I was blown away with all the things that she was doing and that she was sharing. And I was just taken back by her talk. So if you need a speaker and if you need a coach, she is the go-to. Now, Melissa has an integrative health practitioner, and as you know, we're very familiar with integrative healthcare, which is very new, and I'm looking forward to this conversation. She's a trainer with NLP. She's a time life therapist, hypnotherapy, and a health coach. So her website is Your Guided Health Journey. So she's going to help you on your journey and guide you. So, Melissa, share your story. Tell us about you and how did you start your coaching practice?
Well, thank you very much, Elizabeth. And as with many people, I haven't been in health and wellness my entire life. I used to be in the corporate world. And 10 years ago this month, in fact, big fish bought little fish, and I was let go from the corporate world after 24 years of service. And in that moment when I was let go, I just realized I want to do something entirely different for the second half of my career. And I wanted to be more of service to humanity and the planet. And I had no idea what that would be. And I was open to being guided. And I was very much guided into health and wellness through both of my daughters ending up having concussions at very similar times. And when my second daughter got her concussion, I was driving to Vancouver, and when the high school called me to tell me she had a suspected concussion from grade 8 gym class, I just threw my arms up as I looked out over the horizon and went, "What? This is how you show me my path? Stop taking out my children." And I wasn't working full time. And so I was literally guiding their healing journey because I knew that what they did between their appointments with the practitioners, the physios, etc., mattered even more than going to the appointment. The healing didn't happen at the appointment. It was happening all the time. And so I began guiding their healing journey and doing my own research and looking into how I could support that. And I live in a small town, so a lot of people knew our story. And before long, I was organically helping other people who were calling me and saying, "My son got a concussion. I have an employee coming back to work with a concussion. My wife has a concussion. How do I help them?" And then I was invited to work at a holistic clinic to support people with concussions. And I wanted to do that, except that I couldn't get insurance, liability insurance, because I had no certification, only my own studies and my own experience with my daughters. So that led me to going back to school. And I called a friend who was a life coach, and I said, "I need a certification. You're a successful life coach. Where did you study?" And he just said, "You don't need to be a life coach. You need to be a health coach." And I went, "What? What's that?" I'd never even heard the term. And it really landed in a way that life coach never had. And I started researching health coaching schools, and I started within 10 days, and I have never looked back. I got there and I started learning, and I was embracing this learning and just thinking, if only the whole world took this one health coaching course, the world would be so much healthier. And I wanted to share what I was learning with the world. And so thus began my health coaching career. And from there, I learned about integrative health practitioner organization and trainings they do to help people learn how to read functional medicine lab testing so that we can show clients where their body's out of balance, what the toxic load is on their body that their body's struggling with, what their stress levels are at, and how that's impacting their sleep, their hormones, etc. And all of that information that we don't get from our medical doctors. And I found this fascinating and to be so helpful to actually show people this is what's going on in your body. And now that we know this, here's the wellness protocol I've written for you to guide your healing journey. And so I loved that. And then life was good, and I was working with lots of people, and people were getting really great results. And, they'd had doctors tell them it's all in your head, and they could see in the lab what was going on. And they were so excited to get on their healing journey. And some people were very successful, and other people had the best of intentions and they would fall off. And I was in that place of wondering, how come some people are really successful and some people aren't? And around that time, I had a naturopathic doctor reach out to me and say, "Hey, I love the work you're doing. Let's have a coffee chat. I want to share with you the world's 4 most powerful mind body healing tools." So, of course, I was interested. So, we had a coffee chat, and she started talking to me about the unconscious mind and the programming that happens in childhood that we don't update. We update our phones every time we get a notification, there's an update. There's no notification to update our mind. And so we don't know that we can. And I realized that's why some people aren't following through on their wellness protocol. It's because of childhood program. They're getting stuck. So, of course, I jumped in to do these 4 additional certifications in NLP, timeline therapy, hypnotherapy, and NLP results coaching, and realized how powerful these tools are, how quick they are because the unconscious mind is fast, and how we can help people on their healing journey with greater ease, speed, and grace. So I didn't want to stop there. I went on to become a master practitioner. And then I went on to become a trainer so that I could train others in these powerful modalities. And now I'm working on my master trainer so that I can actually train trainers in the future. This is a 3-year program I'm in now. So it's a continuous journey. You know, we can never know everything. There's always more to learn. And I love being able to guide people on their healing journeys to regain their health and not just look at the physical body. I also look at the emotional body, the mental body, and the spiritual body. That's how we get to total health.
Wow. You really are an empowerer. And we are doing a health and wellness series during our 6th annual women's it's a show and a conference for the podcast and for the video channel. And I will love to share this video to spread this message to many women who are really suffering, and they might want you to be their coach and help them get that reset. I love the word update your mindset. And I think
Yes.
you've kind of answered all my questions, but let me close out with how can they reach you? And I know you talked greatly about your nonprofit, so tell us a little bit about how can they donate and be a part of this great movement that you've started. And I'm just loving everything you're saying. And just a little bit of me. About 12 years ago, we were part of a Brave Well a collaborative, which is an integrative healthcare group started with Dr. Oz and many practitioners. And, you know, many people see Dr. Oz as a personality, but he's actually a surgeon. He actually, you know, does surgery for the heart. He's actually a cardiovascular surgeon. And so when he talked about seeing patients, you know, dying and how they could just change a few lifestyle health
Mm-hmm.
behaviors and improve their health tremendously. It changed my world. And when I went to India and visited many of these Ayurvedic spas where you spend 7 and 8 days on a retreat and you leave your phone outside and it's like an ashram living. And you know, they watch your diet, they customize a whole health program for you, and you come back completely renewed. Um, I realize how important integrative healthcare is, and I'm so glad to see more of you, you know, coming up. And now I think even our health insurance is covering some portion of the integrative healthcare in America. I don't know if that's the same with Canada. So congratulations and keep doing what you're doing. And now tell us, how can people reach you and what do you offer in your coaching packages and about this wonderful nonprofit?
Well, thank you very much. And the best way to reach me is at yourguidedhealthjourney.com. From there, you can send me a message. You can book a complimentary discovery call with me so that I can understand what's going on with you and if I'm the right person to guide your healing journey. And if you're interested in the trainings, if you're a practitioner, a healer of any kind, a coach, and you would like to learn these tools of the unconscious mind to help your clients get the results they want, then you can reach me at amplifyimpactacademy.com. And again, book a discovery call, send us a message. And then in addition to all of that, in terms of the packages that I offer, it's all customized for your unique needs, which is why I have that discovery call first to find out where you're at, whether you need lab testing, whether we're going straight to protocols, et cetera, et cetera. And the other thing that I want to say is the tools of the unconscious mind are life skills. So even though I said if you're a practitioner, a healer, et cetera, to join our courses, these are life skills, and we have people join them just for their own self-development, to be a better parent, a better partner, a better leader in the workplace, etc. We had one fellow join and take our courses to improve his golf game, and he improved it really well. He was so happy with the results.
Yeah.
So anybody can take these courses. And then thank you for allowing me to mention Girls Matter. That is a nonprofit that I started many years ago now to support keeping girls in school in Uganda and Kenya, because schools are not free in over 50 countries around the world. And unfortunately, what happens when families have to face those difficult decisions of food on the table or education, education often loses, especially when it comes to girls. And even worse, in many cases, the girls will be married off as teenagers so that they become someone else's problem to feed. And that is tragic. And in fact, the highest cause of death in girls aged 15 to 19 globally is childbirth. And we
Yeah.
know that's not a big problem in first world countries, which shows you how big of a problem it is in our developing countries. So keeping them in school allows them to have access to not only education, healthcare, uniforms, their tuition, their school books are covered, as well as all of their meals and accommodation. And that empowers them to a better life. And an educated girl is more than twice as likely to ensure her own children are educated, which creates a generational ripple effect. So girlsmatter.ca is the website for Girls Matter, and you can support us with one-time donations, a subscription donation. If instead of a coffee once a month, donate $10 to us, and that can go towards supplying menstrual supplies so the girls don't miss any school during the month, as well as paying for tuition and keeping those girls in school. So thank you
Oh,
very much.
that is so precious. And thank you for all the great work you're doing. And we will see you next year or maybe sooner. And we will definitely share this video. So you're watching Discover Brightside, and you guys are so smart. You know what to do. Subscribe, share the video, and tell everybody about Women Empowerment, which is our annual conference. And we do year-round women programs and interviews and reviews. And so we hope that you will join the women's movement and support some great causes like Melissa. Thank you, Melissa, and thank you so much for this interview.
Thank you for having me.